Alright, hello people, I am the dude, and this is my rant review for Snakes on a Plane. I never saw this when it first came out. Not gonna lie, I had no desire to see it when it first came out. I think Samuel L. Jackson would have been the only reason that I would have seen it, but never happened. It looked like it was on that same level of stupidity as like the scary movies. Like the Tyler Perry movies, really stupid stuff that shouldn't ever be allowed to make it to cinema, to movie theaters. It looked like it was that kind of bad. And the short version, it's not that bad. It's not that good either, but it's not that bad. The long version, plus spoilers, Samuel L. Jackson is a cop. Seems like he's always a cop. Or very, very often. He's either a criminal or a cop. Usually he's a cop these days. He's trying to protect his witness from, I don't know what the guy is. He's like a drug kingpin. I don't know. Generic bad guy. Whatever. And the bad guy, to get to the witness, puts a bunch of snakes in a crate, puts the crate on the plane, and then sprays these little wreath things around everyone's neck with pheromones, which turns the snakes into these like guided fucking missiles. I don't think it works that way, but every time a snake sees a person, it's like full bore 100 miles an hour flying at them until it's lashed to their throat, like pumping venom into their jugular. Doesn't make any sense at all. I highly doubt it does, but for the purposes of the movie, I guess, plot convenience, whatever. And Samuel L. Jackson has to find a way to keep everyone alive and save them from the snakes. Especially the witness, because the witness is the only person that can testify against this kingpin or whatever. So there's the basic plot, which is stupid. Really, really stupid. That's not how you kill someone. You don't put a bunch of snakes on a plane and hope the snakes bite the guy. I think they even say it in the movie that that's completely ridiculous. The guy's answer is that the snakes are gonna like force the plane to crash or something. I don't know if snakes would be attacking wires or circuit boards or whatever. That's what they do to crash the plane. They like attack random circuit boards and stuff. I don't know. Maybe circuit boards are giving off heat. But even then, you wouldn't think that the snake would do much damage, you know? It's not like a polar bear or some shit if it like bites onto something. It's like a little, tiny little mouth with a couple of fangs. You wouldn't think that it would tear up circuit boards, or wires or any of that. I mean, how's it gonna chew a wire? With its two fangs, is it gonna chew through the wire? I don't think so. So yeah, the plot is stupid. Samuel L. Jackson is Samuel L. Jackson. He's fucking everywhere. He's in every movie ever since Pulp Fiction. At the very least, every crime type movie. Like I said, he's usually a cop. And in 50% of every other movie of any kind of other genre, he's probably there too. He's fucking Samuel L. Jackson. He's everywhere. But here he only has a couple of good lines. The one that you know of. I'm tired of these snakes on this motherfucking plane, or these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane, or whatever. That's the line you've heard 50 bazillion times, and it's the best part of the movie. Probably the only good part, honestly. Just that one line. And the line is really odd. It like comes out of nowhere. It's not like he's revving up a big speech, or there's some, big exertion or some big moment, and he says that directly afterwards. He just says it out of nowhere. I kid you not. Watch the fucking movie. It's just like they're having some calm, regular chat, and then out of nowhere, he's like, I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes. It's the best line in the movie, but it's used very strangely. I don't know. The timing was off for that particular line. There were better moments, when he was like beating back the snakes with the handheld disposable flamethrower thing, or when the snakes almost killed him earlier in the movie, or, any of these other drastic, serious moments where he was, his life was in danger. This is when he's just sitting in the, like the top part of the plane where there are no snakes at the moment, and he's just chatting with people, and just out of nowhere he blurts it out. I don't know. It seemed really odd. The rest of the movie, there's not much memorable that happens. The whole movie is snakes chasing people down, biting them, people falling over, and then them swelling up with like, like their arms and their throats, and and they eventually die. That's it. That's the whole movie. Like, at least 75% of the movie is just snakes biting people and them falling over. If you have like a snake phobia, I'm sure this is the scariest movie that's ever been made anywhere ever, but I'm not really that bothered by snakes, so it really didn't affect me much. I mean, obviously I wouldn't want to get bit by a poisonous snake, but I don't go around with a phobia, but a fear of them, of snakes coming after me in the night, you know? Whatever you want to call it. So that part of the movie, which like I said was about 75% of the movie, didn't really matter to me. And the other 25% is them sitting around when they're safe, talking about how much it sucks that there's snakes trying to bite them, whatever. I don't think the snakes can eat them. But, I don't know, it's like a disaster movie without the momentum, is what it was. But, like I said, it's not a bad movie. Like I said, the way people describe it and the way that they made the trailers look, it looked like it was going to be just frozen, dehydrated, stupid. And it's not, you know. The plot is dumb, but, it kind of makes sense somewhat. It's not Scary Movie dumb. And, and it has, progression. Things happen and you get to the end and there's an ending. And it's the whole, video gamer has played, Flight Simulator, and he must be able to fly the plane. It's been done before, but I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what else to say about it. I don't think this movie really deserves any of the recognition that it's gotten. It's not the worst movie ever, like I said, but just because of that one line, people made a huge deal out of that one line. And the rest of the movie is just, who cares? So, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this movie. It's hard to critique it because, like I said, the whole movie is just, there's a snake, there's a person, the snake runs over or slithers over and bites person dies. It's literally the entire movie. Snakes slithering after people running away, people getting bitten, falling over and dying. And Samuel L. Jackson... Oh yeah, the Burmese python. I'm assuming that's what that was. The bigger snake. There was one big snake, one constrictor, and the rest of them were just poisonous, cobras or whatever. That kind of snakes, mambas, stuff like that. The constrictor was wasted. Where was the one-on-one face-off between the constrictor and Samuel L. Jackson? What the fuck? That should have happened. That would have been a great moment where the constrictor sneaks up on Samuel L. Jackson and he has to, fight the thing off. Whatever he has available. That could have been a great scene, No, the constrictor kills some random asshole that no one cares about and then vanishes for the rest of the movie. The only snake that isn't just like a venomous snake that runs up, bites someone once and they fall over and die. The only snake where you could actually have a really cool knockdown, drag-out fight with, you see it one time, and it just kills one random guy, and there's no struggling or anything. He just dies, and then it's gone. What the hell? Why even have the python in the first place? So yeah, there should have been a fight between Samuel L. Jackson, boss fight, whatever you want to call it, against Samuel L. Jackson and the python. Maybe when he's crawling around in the surface tunnel or whatever, trying to flip a switch or whatever the hell he was doing. I don't know. Didn't matter. He was trying to fix the lights or something. Whenever he was down there, the Burmese python could have been sneaking up on him. That could have been a really suspenseful moment. Because if the Burmese python gets a hold of him before he knows it's there, he's probably dead. You don't have much chance to react there. So that could have been a really suspenseful moment. Didn't happen. There wasn't much suspense in general. The only thing that comes to mind is the baby. Some lady had a baby and she got knocked out. I think she was like the 5th person to knock herself out because there was turbulence. Instead of holding on to anything, they're just up standing free, in the aisles. Turbulence hits and they just smash their face into something and fall unconscious. But she falls over unconscious. The baby crawls out, and then one of the stewardesses has to save the baby from the snake. And even that wasn't really that suspenseful. You knew she was going to get in the way of the snake. You knew the baby wasn't going to get bitten. Come on. Be real here. There was no way that the baby was going to get bitten from the cobra or whatever the hell it was, because the baby would have died within a couple of minutes. So it could have been a better scene altogether, honestly. But that's the only thing I can think of in the entire movie where there's any real suspense built up. When the snakes are released, there's no suspense. You know they're gonna get into the cabin. You know they're gonna start biting people. Every time when someone sees a snake, for the most part, they got bit. For the most part, there was no drama there. You know, snake, person, whap. You know, I mean, like over and over again, you saw that scene happen throughout the entire movie. So, I mean, I can't think of a single moment where there was a dramatic moment where they got away from the snake. There were probably a few, but they weren't really that memorable. So, I don't know. It was an uninteresting movie, but it wasn't bad, basically. Like I said, I mean, it's not Scary Movie or... What are the other stupid parodies they did? Like Teenage Movie and Scary Movie and Super Movie or whatever the fucking hell they are. I haven't seen any of those since the very first Scary Movie. They're all stupid as hell. I don't need to watch them to know they're stupid as hell. Someone was actually trying to tell me the other day that the newer ones are far better than the original Scary Movie. I don't know how many of those they made. Who cares? Better than shit is still shit. I mean, unless they did a complete 180 and, you know, got a new director and the scripts weren't obvious and not funny. I mean, unless they changed everything about the way they made those movies, they're still shit. So, at the very least, I guess that's what you can take away from this. Snakes on the Plane is not shit. Take that for what you will. Samuel L. Jackson. It seems like he's been overused by this point. There are people somewhere who are going, what? Not possible. I love Samuel L. Jackson, but at this point, they're putting him in everything, and he just doesn't have those memorable performances anymore. He's just doing the same things over and over again, playing the same roles. You know, he always has one-liners, but even those have gotten old at this point. I mean, he's been used and abused to the point where they need to give it a break. You know, they need to give it a rest. Find someone else. You know, or give him a different fucking role for once. Something. My God, man. I don't know. I hate to say it, but I'm burnt out on Samuel. On Samuel L. Jackson. So, yeah. Fucking snakes on a plane. Whatever. I'll see you guys next time. It looked like it was that kind of bad. And the short version, it's not that bad. It's not that good either, but it's not that bad. The long version, plus spoilers, Samuel L. Jackson is a cop. Seems like he's always a cop. Or very, very often. He's either a criminal or a cop. Usually he's a cop. Alright, hello people. I am the dude, and this is my rant review for Snakes on a Plane. I never saw this when it first came out. Not gonna lie, I had no desire to see it when it first came out. I think Samuel L. Jackson would have been the only reason that I would have seen it, but never happened these days. He's trying to protect his witness from, I don't know what the guy is. He's like a drug kingpin. I don't know, generic bad guy, whatever. And the bad guy, to get to the witness, puts a bunch of snakes in a crate, puts the crate on the plane, and then sprays these little wreath things around everyone's neck with pheromones. It looked like it was on that same level of stupidity as like the scary movies, like the Tyler Perry movies. Really stupid stuff that shouldn't ever be allowed to make it to cinema, to movie theaters, which turns the snakes into these like guided fucking missiles. I don't think it works that way, but every time a snake sees a person, it's like full bore 100 miles an hour flying at them until it's lashed to their throat, like pumping venom into their jugular. Doesn't make any sense at all. I highly doubt it does, but